Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, I am doing day two, some touch ups and additional base coats on my Orc Marauder. I'm still messing around with different ways to display what I'm doing here. Different cameras and just trying to show you how this is coming along. And it's been somewhat difficult because I think best image that I can do is from an iPad or an iPhone where I can expand the view, so you can see much closer. But what I might also do is I might save those for the shorts, and that way you can see in a video short where it is progressed at that point. And I'm just going to do these videos where I'm, actually painting and moving it along to just talk about the process and for me personally, the process and some of the different things that I'm doing and learning as I go along. So beginning this video, I'm going to do some touch-up work on my Orc Marauder. I noticed that if you can look here on the image, you can see like just above, like in between his shoulder and his neck, there's supposed to be a chainmail connection from the front piece of the chainmail to the back. So I'm going to address that issue. There was another line of chainmail that I missed on the back, so I'm going to fix that as well. So I'm going to come over here, and so you'll be able to see the figure here. And I'm just going with a black, a straight black. You can kind of see it dabbed over there. And I'm going to take care of all of the flat colors or the base colors today. And then I will move on to mixing and such, for the next video. Um, so that means that, so I'm going to load up this, number zero a little bit. And if you are much more experienced than me, which is likely, and you see me doing anything that I could have done better, I would much appreciate the guidance. So one thing I am using is I'm using the cell phone so that I can kind of zoom in on images once they get clear. Let's see if he does decide to get clear for me. Um, and it's not. All right. I guess I have to zoom in slower. Well, anyway, I am going to go in here and just extend that chainmail to connect to the back. And then there was a line here down at the bottom where the chainmail had to be extended. And just like tiny, tiny little spots where I had to touch it up. So as you can see, so now I got that strap up above his shoulder. I know it's going to be hard for you to really get a good view of it. Let's see if I can let it get caught up. So there was that little connection there that I needed to do. You can actually see it right here now. So now it extends up over, and on the other side I have to get in between and hit it a little bit there. That's good. Oop. I get a little bit on his skin, but I haven't done his skin yet anyway, so it's not a big deal. Now I also want to get into, I'm going to wait till this gets pretty clean. I also need to touch up the as you can see on the back here, I got some of the black onto that leather, and I got to finish up his, I have to touch up his shield a little bit as well. So the shield is a is a harvest leather, so, or harvest brown, I mean. So I will get my harvest brown here and make sure it's shaken up pretty well. And I will put a drop of that there. And here I just have some touch up to do. So like I said, I want to fix that portion on his belt where the black bled over it a little bit. Okay. And then the shield. I need a little touch up on the shield here. I'll just look around for different spots where it needed to be touched up a bit here and there. And let's see. And let's look at this here and see if I can see any spots on his armor that I need to do. So this really has been relaxing. Let's say it's been a lot of fun for me to get back into this and to and to just check it out and do the best that I can. And it's not going to be perfect, but it's it's coming along pretty well. Now, I'm actually going to give this brush a little bit of a break because one of the other base coats, which I haven't done yet, is I haven't done. Oh, there's another section of brown here. The handle on his the handle on the sword is also that leather brown. So I need to do that while I'm into that color. Now, for some reason, I just forgot to do this part. The last time. My goal is that in these videos and when you see the pictures, that you'll see a good amount of progress. Now this one's going to be a little bit harder to get in there. Okay. All right. So, see, now I'm starting to get that handle on there. And once again, I mean, as I go through this, when I get a really much closer look at everything, I can go in and and do the other parts of it. I can always touch it up afterwards, and just slowly keep on tweaking it and getting it to where it's get it to where it's looking halfway decent, and hopefully over time I'll get better and better at it, and the halfway decent will actually rise in standard. So now I'm just getting ready for the steel. Now the steel is going to go into several different spots. I'm going to wait for the browns to dry up though, because I just touched up the browns. So the steel I'm going to do in two different parts. I'm going to do the blade and the toes on his foot. He has like steel tipped spiked boots, so that will be all steel. And some of these drops come out bigger than others, so I'm going to use a different brush. I am going to use my number 2, a little bit larger, and see. I'm going to pause this for a second because I want to check this out. And I'm back. I have a feeling that these brushes are only going to last me for just a few figures each. I mean, I've been exclusively using the 0 and the number 2 that came with the kit. And so you're seeing a little bit of wear. So here I'm just hitting up that sword blade or cleaver blade, whatever. And it's not incredibly different than the gray of the original plastic. It's just going to have that metallic sheen on it. And so and then his boots. And I can always go back and touch up the grass any place where I touch the grass with this silver. And so there we have it. So there we have the blade and his boot tips. You can kind of see it has a sheen to it now. Maybe I can get a little fancy later and put a little bit of a red bleed on there. So that's the silver. And start getting these spikes done now, because they are, and I have to get in here and start doing his skin and the fur. Let me do the spikes. I'm going to go back to my number 0. I'm just going to start touching these up. The easiest spikes are going to be on the shield. You see, so there you can see I kind of made a mistake, and it kind of bled over onto the leather. I'll have to wait till it dries and go and touch up the leather again. I don't want to get to the point where I'm just going back and forth, but that's done. Yeah, these other ones are going to be really difficult for me. It might have actually been easier to do the spikes first and then the leather, but some of these spikes are so tiny that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit them just a little bit, just to get a little highlight, and then later I'll go back in with the leather and fix it up. Like I said, I don't want to have to go back and forth, but I'm not skilled enough, and my lighting is starting to fade too. Yeah, my lighting is like fading. It's not exactly sunny out, and I'm just not seeing enough here. Yeah, my light is pretty much crap at this point. So you can see where I'm going to have to go in there with the brown again and touch all of that up. But that I will certainly do. And then I'm going to get in there with his skin tone and get in there with his skin and clean that up as well. The one really great thing about this wet pad is that it it does keep the paint. Like I can come back here tonight and and touch up those areas like I was looking to to work on, and that paint will still be moist and ready to use. Um, so that's the one big advantage I've seen with these wet pads here, is that you just close it up and it will stay ready to go. Even for like a day or two, I've actually let it go that long. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go in there. I have hit the spikes, or at least a majority of the spikes, with a little bit of silver, um, a little bit of that steel blade steel, and now it'll just be another round of touch up with the leather again, and then I am going to move on to doing the fur, which is a mix of color, and then the skin, obviously, which is also a mix of a stone mountain, I believe, which is mountain stone, which is like this grayish color here, and mixing that with a lot of naga green, and those two combine up to make the skin color. So it's kind of like a grayish green um, color for the skin. So I hope you like this video. I know it's kind of short, and but you can see the process I'm using. And as always, if you see anything that you can give me tips on, that would be much appreciated. And I will keep on working at this, and take a look at your comments and see what else I could be doing a little bit better. Yeah, I definitely have to go in there. I'm using my cell phone right now to take a look at the figure, and yeah, there's definitely more that I have to do in order to clean this thing up. But anyway, so thanks for joining. I hope you liked this video. As always, you know, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon, and get those painters tips coming in, because I can certainly use it. I can see that this is a much more difficult one than doing the skeleton that I did previously. So, with each of these, I'm assuming that they're going to ramp up in difficulty and so forth. But I have no doubt that eventually it is going to come together, and it's going to look halfway decent, or at least that's my hope, that it will look halfway decent. So you have a great afternoon. Take care.